Battlefield of Eternity, our first map in the best of 3 series between Daykwaza and Team Mascarade. So, let's see what the two teams can do here. Team Mascarade definitely not having the best season so far. They would be pretty happy if they could look in a W in today's series. But if you're a little bit newer to the Banshee Cup, to season number 2 in particular, let me quickly explain how the teams were formed this time. So for season number 2, we decided to make it a captain's draft. We had players sign up individually, 100 players signed up roughly. We had then 8 captains determined by those players, and the captains then continue to draft their team. So we have 8 teams in total. They play a full round robin in the first phase of the tournament. We're moving into a group stage afterwards with 2 groups of 4. Have best of 5s played out there, and that leads then into the finals. So this is basically how the teams came together, and then on top of that we of course have bounties. We introduced that concept already in the previous season, in Season 1. But Season number 1 was also a season where we still experimented with bounties. We wanted to use it as an idea, but we just wanted to see how the audience reacts, how the players react, and also what gets used, what doesn't get used, and what we will have to adjust. And therefore we made now some adjustments for the second season. We paid each team that completed a bounty a fixed amount of money in the first season, but now we changed the concept a little bit. So we have $2,500 in prize money in total, thanks to Psychiv, thanks to Kevin, still the Heroes of the Storm Sugar Daddy. And we split the pool this time. So $1,500 goes straight to the top 3 in the tournament, as you would have with any other tournament, and 1,000 go into a bounty pool. And every single time that a team completes a bounty, they get a ticket. So they can collect tickets throughout the entire season, throughout all 3 phases of the tournament. And then at the end of the entire tournament, we're looking at how many bounties were completed in total, and the teams then get a share according to how many of those bounties were completed by them. So the more bounties you complete, the more money you get. That's essentially what happens here. Some of these bounties are easier, some are a little bit more difficult. This is all intentional. We wanted to go for stuff that's fun. They're not necessarily just for things that you don't see a whole lot. For example, Tyke's drill is not getting played a whole lot, but it's also super boring. So why make a bounty for that? And then you have a drill that gets dropped and does that brrrr and does nothing. So yeah, instead we want to have some fun things, and yes, maybe some heroes and some talents that don't get a lot of play, but it should still all make sense. And one of our goals was also to go for bounties that are very easy to understand, very easy to conceptualize, and not too difficult. It's already layering additional things on top of the normal game. If you then start like, hey, what are we doing with like wombo combo A, and you have to do that, and then you need to go out of your house, run around the block 3 times naked, and scream Blizzard sucks, Blizzard sucks, Blizzard sucks, and then you complete a bounty. If we make it too complicated, you know, then it's just like, yeah, nothing. Then again, if somebody actually does that and films it, I think they should get the entire bounty pool. Just my personal opinion. And I think that's also the day when we're going to get a patch finally. Try it out for yourself and tell me if it worked or not. So now that we're heading into game number 1 of this particular series, Daykwaza and his boys have done so much better in this tournament than, for example, Team Mascarade. But yeah, we'll see. For now, we get Muradin and Anduin. We have Vala, Commander Rex, as usual with Vala here. So let's see what they can actually pull off. And on the right side, we get Madara and Ion as the final 2 picks for Team Daykwaza, as the man himself is going for Urel this time. So, Nova! Madara with Nova. We have a bounty attempt already. I like it. So they're going for the Nova bounty. It was already attempted once and failed. Maybe now they have a chance here, as Team Mascarade is still looking for another damage dealer. Or potentially also another healer. They could of course play a double heal Vala here if they wanted to. But I assume that Commander Rex will go for an arrow build. So let's go. Final pick for game number 1. And it is Sylvanas. The Vala Sylvanas combo from Team Mascarade. Let's go everybody. Map number 1. Game number 1, Daykwaza and his boys with a Nova bounty attempt. Madara is playing her with Gamerboy and Lucio, Daykwaza on Urel, Ion at the front with Garrosh, and Drak here, aka Dark Reader, is playing Hanzo. Leads us to the red team on the right side of the map with Mascarade on Sylvanas. We have Commander Rex with an arrow build for Vala, trying to burn down the Immortal, of course. Yazu with Blaze, and Vala is playing Anduin. as Mopsio decided to play Murden in game number 1 of this best of 3 series. So, time to shine. Who is able to get first blood? Who's able to get the first immortal? Who's going to take the lead here? Should be an interesting series. Should be a pretty fun one. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Nova attempts are always pretty entertaining. If they're successful or not, that's a different story. But yeah, time will tell. Generally speaking, when we talk about the bounties, there's still one thing that I have to point out a little bit. It's kind of funny to me how many comments pop up in general where people are going like, oh, nice kill. Blaze already eliminated here. Where people are going like, oh, well, actually, this hero is really good when played with this and this build in this and this scenario. It's like, guys, we're literally paying these people to play this stuff. That's what's happening here. So whenever you think that this is an actual meta thing, it's just not. Maybe in Plastic League, yes, but you can get away with anything in Storm League because it's nowhere near as coordinated and as high skilled as when you're playing in an actual tournament environment. So yeah, believe me, when you're playing on this level and you're also playing in a tournament here, then all of these picks that we have on the bounty board, maybe with 1 or 2 exceptions, are very niche up to unplayable. You will see, even without a bounty board, the occasional Cho'Gall once in a blue moon. Every now and then you'll get an Illidan. But when we're talking about things like Nova and pretty much anything else that is on that board, you have to incentivize players to actually play it. So yeah, that's just the reality of things. Madara with a bit of pew 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 here, as the blue team is going for the bot side camp and is about to lock it in. So yeah, they're claiming it here. We have also Vala with 4 stacks. Nova, 4 on her baseline. So yeah, gets those snipes in very, very easily. Yazu, okay. Here's the attack, and bye-bye Madara. There's the kill. Nova goes down first. A little bit of a sad move here against them, but yeah, time will tell. Yeah, the attack down at the bottom of the map now, as the blue team is trying to at least get some damage done. They have a 3 versus 3 going on here, whereas at the top lane, Sylvanas and Blaze are now capitalizing on the kill they were getting a second ago. So for them, things are looking pretty good. The wall is already destroyed, the fort is taking damage as well. So Team Mascarade trying to get themselves a quick kill here. Yasu finds himself in a bit of a pickle for a moment. Actually, that's going to be a pretty long moment, because now the rest of the team is rotating in, or at least Garrosh, and Yasu can run. But he won't be able to hide, and player killer number 1 comes in and gets the final hit. So that's 3 kills to 1 as Nova gets revenge and is able to take him out here. Nicely done. Yeah, that was actually pretty sweet. So the camp comes in. We're having on the right side of the map the same attempt being made. Obviously, you need to go for as many, well, not as many. You want to have as many of the camp pushing a lane, but the Shaman camp is kind of the minimum. Most of the Khaldor camps are already taken by the time, even though in this case there is still a camp up at the top, but nobody is going to sacrifice the time that it takes to move up there and claim it while the objective is already up. And Daykwaza's team has taken the lead on the objective, despite the fact that we have some real nice immortal killers on the red team. Blue team, of course, running Hanzo here means that they have still one of the best. And damn, Sylvanas. They gave her no option. The second the wave came out, they split heroes on 2 sides and made sure that Sylvanas had no chance escaping here. So this is not only a halftime show victory for the blue team, but they're also able to get their kill. And now they're trying to follow that up with the second one, as they're going for Yasu, they're trying to go for Anduin, they're trying to go for Vala. But they gotta retreat here, at least for now. They have Blaze locked down though, so Yasu again in a corner and gets killed once more, so really suffering a bit here. Vala is getting good stacks, so that's the good news for the red team, but they're definitely losing too many heroes this early in the game. They've now already lost 5, and we have the holo stability for Nova, so getting cooldown reduction here in as well can really spam those out a bit, and with the anti-armor shells now on level 7. And they can... Oh, careful, Garrosh. I mean, he's a little bit too far out there. Garrosh is damn son. He really has a death wish, doesn't he? Trying to commit honorable Sudoku here. Had his math puzzle ready and everything. Was just about to sit down and then decided against it. Basically saving it for another day. But, whew. They won the objective with the 50% shield, but that was kind of rough. Immortal's going to move up to the top lane. And Vala now with Monster Hunter. That's of course going to be the big one for the next objective. So there they can then start to do some real work, or at least try to. Push in the middle, so I'm going to get a bit aggressive here. Oh, sorry, at the top. And try and break down if they can, even the hit points on the fort. Much more likely that they can only damage it to maybe 50%, but now that they're starting to commit here with 4, they might have a chance after all. Hanzo is still playing this out a bit. Nova is going for a bit of pew pew pew. Very likely going to precision strike then later on, and the Immortal is doing a fair chunk of damage. Muradin jumps in, Immortal gets it down to 50%, so that's already a win in my book. And yeah, off we go. 5 kills to 1, still. But all in all, a half-level lead, maybe a little bit more than that. Looking pretty okay here. So Sylvanas is playing it out at the bottom of the map against Urel and has been the entire time. They got the fort damage in. Mascarade is still sitting tight on this one. And Daykwaza is basically the captains are going toe-to-toe. That top side fort will fall. Yeah, this has already been damaged so far earlier, thanks to Sylvanas push. Now they can take it out. So despite the fact that the red team lost the Immortal, they are now pulling ahead in structures. They're still a bit behind in experience. But the question is it really going to matter? Because the red team is catching up quickly. Also trying to force a fight here. There's the flip. There's only 1 tower remaining. And Garrosh, oh, he's still alive, still fine. Lucio to the rescue, allowing him to escape here fairly quickly. Half a level until 10. It's not something that shouldn't play a big role for the next objective, but it might play a role if they decide to force a fight and can somehow get that done. If they are able to force it with Garrosh, it would be pretty neat, of course. Stormbolt's out, Jet Propulsion misses because of the Stormbolt. Muradin jumps out too, and again, full quest for Nova for the time being, as they get the level 10. Triple tap! We get triple tap! Madara is not interested in Precision Strike. Instead, he is tapping it up. 20 stacks for Vala. And there's the tap. And that's the end of Vala. Nice. And they get Anduin too. So they get level 10. They are able to force the fight. It's a super small window, but they use it immediately. And that puts them into a 5 versus 3 situation on objective number 2. Triple tap from Vala. Already successful. So, yeah, job well done. Really looking good here. And that was pretty sweet. That was really sweet. Garrosh dying at the bottom of the map, not so sweet after all, but they might get the counter kill against Mascarade, and indeed they do. With Urel jumping in and showing him absolutely no mercy. It's a quick kill that they're getting here. And still, they might be able to do a bit more than that. But it's all about the objective right now. The halftime show has already been lost. They're still poking. Mopsio is all the way out there. Mopsio is really far out. He just said like, alright, we're going to dance, boys. Jet Propulsion connects. Hits Hanzo. They're trying to slow him down so that he cannot take the objective all that quickly. But, I mean, again, at the same time, you just gotta acknowledge that Vala is, of course, burning this down super quickly. So if they can buy more time for her, they might even win it. Hanzo is finally fully committed with the rest of the team, and they're claiming it. But look how low that shield is. Given how we started and where we started with this is actually pretty impressive. So yeah, as it stands right now, the attacks still coming over here. One hit after another. Maybe now another move. Can they go and get another kill? Nah. Red team was looking to get a quick W here by getting a kill and then having an even easier defense against the objective. But that didn't really happen. So yeah, no chance to make that work. Still have to defend here properly, and they're working on it. There's not really a shield on the Immortal any longer. I mean, it was small enough to begin with. But now they're starting to come in here to try and take the fort after all. Nice poke from the blue team, Team Daykwaza, attempting to maximize the value they're getting out of the objective, but it's just not really going to be enough for them yet. The leading experience for them is neat. We have 8 kills to 2 now. Still everybody just starting to rush away here. And they attempt to go for the camp at the bottom of the map, not even hiding it. Drake sees it in full vision. And that allows the blue team to make the decision to commit to it and fight for it. Anduin with a light bomb. Oh, good hits against Daykwaza. Was interrupted there. No ult for him. That would have been neat, but now they're losing Garrosh too. So definitely a bit over-eager when it comes to this. Started to come in here, trying to take it, and they were very quickly punished by the opponent's team. So, nice momentum for Team Mascarade. And again, they're leveraging Sylvanas. They've been doing it over and over again. Really good value. Fort at the top has been destroyed in the as a result. And now they're also able to take another fort out as they're coming to the bot lanes, even steal the opponent's camp away. Level 13 talent, still a little bit faster for the red team. But this is kind of exactly what they need to do here. Get some kills, use Sylvanas, do the structural damage, force the opponent back. And it's a pretty awkward situation now for the blue team because they are getting more kills, they're doing well on the objective, they won both of them. But then they are not able to do a whole lot with it because both of those forts are still standing. So, yeah, not a lot of value that they got out of it. And Vala is continuing a stacking process, of course. Vala is by now on 30 stacks, and the more she gets, the more of a problem she's going to be in team fights. And that's not the only problem that they're facing. It's not only about the team fights, but also about every single objective phase from here on out. As long as they have Vala in a situation where she can basically solo the Immortal in a few seconds, it's going to be a disaster for the blue team because there's more and more pressure. Now, Nova is trying to get the damage out as well. She's still nice, the attempt against Mopsio. And with triple tap, they actually get him low enough to get the kill. So yes, Mopsio is dead. They get the triple tap value, and they go for Anduin and kill him too. Hanzo dies, but they are still in a position where they can dish out the damage and maybe go for the objective here. Specifically now, as they're dropping Sylvanas, that leaves only 2 heroes for the red team, and both of them have to retreat quickly. So nicely done. Really sweet moves. It is back and forth between the two teams. I'm really enjoying this. There is a Shaman camp at the top that is pushing for the red team. But the plays that are being made here is pretty nice. And just look at Nova. Nova is currently top damage in the game. So Madara is getting spectacular value out of the pick, out of the bounty choice that they have here. But they still need to win the objectives. And now that Vala is back with a few of her friends trying to go for the Immortal, you can see how much value they're getting out of those arrows. So yeah, they might even win the objective. It's such a rough situation. They need to really keep Vala in check. They need to make some plays around her and try to pull that off. The question is always, can they make that happen? There comes the kill against Anduin. They're getting Blaze as well, so it's a double kill. Oh, but the counter! Hanzo, every single time. Hanzo dies time and time again in these fights. This time taken out by Mascarade. Sylvanas moved in. They're going for Mopsio again. He is super low, but he's still able to get out. But can they get the Immortal now? Because Hanzo is gone, and that is their main damage source. Level 16 talents are soon going to be ready as well. So that's another thing that they can do here. Playing around level 16, get the extra talent, use that to their advantage, or go for Vala and get the kill. Even triple tap used, burning the cooldown. Didn't get any value, but they went for better safe than sorry, and for very good reason. As long as Vala is eliminated, they have the shot to go for the Immortal here. And this is exactly the kind of play that they're currently making here. Shut Vala down, shut their damage down, go for the Immortal, try and win the objective, but the red team hasn't given up on this yet. Red team is still fighting for this, and for good reason. They still want the value here. So once again, the blue team is moving in, looking for kills. They find one on Muradin. Do they? Yes, Muradin is down. But the blue team's Immortal is nearly eliminated. It is insanely low already. And they have Hanzo finally starting to chunk it down at the top. So Drake is back and can now do the work, as the red team is still desperately trying to get close enough to poke and claim it. They still don't have level 16. They still don't have a level 16 talent. Here comes the pull. Yeah, arrow is missing. Vala is trying to get the kill here. Missed out on the arrows on most of them though, so kind of unfortunate. But she's a menace in one-on-ones now. She's an absolute one-on-one menace with those 39 stacks. And the more she picks up, the more difficult it's going to get for anybody to solo her here. So, yep, the attack's still coming together at the top. Shield, non-existent. Vala burns it down within half a second. One arrow is all that she needed. But it will finally result in at least one fort getting destroyed. So the blue team is starting to draw even a bit on structures. They're taking the fort out, and that's basically all they can do. At the bottom of the map, of course, they still have the opportunity to go for the second fort as well. Move in with the team and try and take it out quickly before the red team can try and defend. But they're actually defending nicely. Yeah, not bad. Lucio is the only one in this entire game that hasn't died yet. Triple tap pressure once more. Kind of curious what he gets as a level 20 upgrade as well. If he's just going for an ult upgrade here, or how he's going to play it. Light bomb engaged by Muradin with a big jump. Lucio low and still alive, but Nova gets killed. And it's the end of Lucio as well. He was the last one that survived through all of it. Now he has died too. And the red team is on their way towards the keep. They have, again, the pretty neat situation where they can just leverage Sylvanas. It's what they have done time and time again, and this game is no exception. So once again, they're trying to go for the keep. Once again, they're trying to leverage Sylvanas as best as they can and get mad value. Arrow nicely dodged. They did anything. They stepped away, runs right through their middle, and now the keep is gone. 15 kills to 8. They are nearly doubling the amount of kills that Team Mascarade has, but the blue team is just not able to do enough. They are not able to get enough structures. They get the kills, but that's about it. And you would imagine that right now, as late in the game as we are, with death timers as high as they are, they would be able to capitalize on this more. But with specifically Hanzo dying multiple times during the objective phase, they lost their biggest source of damage against the Immortal. And with Vala surviving, they could never really abandon their own defense, because it would have resulted in Vala locking it in too quickly and getting another big objective for the red team. I mean, I say another, but to be honest, they haven't gotten a single objective yet. And look how much damage they've already done. You can imagine what happens once that they get an Immortal. So now it's a 5 versus 5 with both teams on level 18. There's Shaman Cap at the top, one at the bottom. Again, triple tap coming in. Bunker, so they're forcing the cooldown here. Next attack. Jet propulsion. Still gonna be fine here. Arrow missing again. Oh, that's rough for them. That's really rough. Ult from Urel. Muradin jumping in deep, trying to be pulled out. Oh, and they don't have the damage to take him out. Yeah, they don't have the damage here. Top side, the keep is going to be under pressure in a moment. And then on top of that, at the bottom of the map, the fort is, of course, going to get killed unless they're taking the Shaman out, which they have now done. The blue team is therefore in a position where they can at least take the halftime show. But the top side has taken, yeah, tons of damage. Nice little move here, allows them to defend. They're tapping the fountain. And here is the Vala show, if they can get close enough for this. That's what they're going to try and do. Try and lock this one out, try and get the hits in here. Can they, though? This is going to be a big one. We're now 17 minutes into the game, so if at this point you're taking the Immortal, you're going to be in a nice spot. Damage output, Nova still doing well, 60,000 for her. Sylvanas is catching up, on the other hand. Vala still 12,000 damage behind that. Again, nice snipe. Nice snipe against Mascarade. So whenever Madara is able to get these snipes in, that immediately forces the heroes to retreat, and the healer is under more and more pressure. Jet propulsion is missing. Stormbolt doesn't. They're saving the day for now. Light bomb engage into the back line. They're trying to get the kill against Mascarade, against Sylvanas, but they're also focusing on Muradin, and Mopsio falls. Mopsio falls, and that is horrible news for Team Mascarade. A 5 versus 4. And their objective is under pressure. And guys, this time it's a big Immortal. This time it's a big Immortal. Now we're talking massive shield. Level 20 is not available for them yet, but just look at that shield. That's nearly 100%. We're at 95, 90%. Even with Vala, that's a problem. They still have to move down to the bottom of the map because there's a triple catapult now. Something that you gotta deal with, which is exactly what we're seeing here. So yep, Daykwaza can join up with them again. Bottom fort obviously doesn't stand a chance. I mean, that one is going to be eliminated within half a second. It's more about the keep here. And talking keeps. Yasuo pushing at the top. Is he pushing for keep? He wants the experience, right? They want level 20 with this. Yeah, level 20 now going to be ready for both. Nova is taking crippling shot and double tap. And now they get level 20 talents. Both teams have them. Acrobat is ready. Apollo suit for Nova. Cooldown reduction for her on the permanent cloak. And in addition to that, we get Bullseye. The keep should fall. I mean, this is the minimum. You need to get the keep. That's happening right here, right now. Big hits coming in from the Immortal as they're still looking for kills. And this time the arrow hits. This time the arrow hits. Triple tap is connecting. Couple of shots. Damage is already out. Muradin with Avatar is jumping in deep. And light bomb. They go for Garrosh. And they cannot kill him. They can't kill him. They missed the last shot against him. And the Immortal is marching towards the core, but the blue team is retreating. Can they save their keep? I think they can, yeah. So on structures, they're going to be even. They're going to be even on structures. 16 kills to 8. 51 stacks for Vala. Nova on 73,000 damage, still top damage in the game. The bounty attempt continues here in game number 1 of the best of 3 series. Oi, 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 oi. Daykwaza goes forward with Urel, misses the hit, and then Vala just says, well, if you want to go toe-to-toe with us, be my guest. Full arrow salvo onto Urel, and the blue space goat is instantly dropped down into 30-20% of 8 points. So, yeah, tough going there. That hurt a lot. That really hurt a lot. So, once again, we're having a game where everything is on the line. One team fight can end it. Keep at the top is low. They're pushing through this now. Time to take those camps out. Ensure that the top lane is not pressuring against the core that easily. But any kill can end it. 71,000 damage now from Sylvanas. 4 deaths on her. And here's the objective. 20-minute mark. 21 minutes in. Whew. So, who's taking the next kill? Those light bomb engages with Muradin jumping in deep and then just supplying stun after stun against the backline were problem after problem. But I am very scared for that blue team's Immortal. He's not even going to get his catchphrase out before Vala is going to run the show here. 1 arrow, 2 arrows, could tumble away, and just look how quickly those hit points disappear. That's 20% of the HP gone. With just 1 rotation. You can't let her get close to the Immortal. It needs to end through the team fight. It's going to be about kills here. Who's going to take the kills? Who's going to make the plays? Madara still rushing around here, looking for opportunities to get out damage. Looking for a couple of snipes too. Arrows from Vala time and time again. Poke, poke, poke. Hanzo the same. Yep, they got some vision here. Madara is moving in again. A little bit of poke already happening, at least from the blue team, as they're still trying to block out the opponent. Vala again looking for position here. They're slowly coming in. Vala with another arrow. Nicely done. And the damage is insane. The damage is insane. The arrow is missing. Not the best game for Hanzo arrows. That's the 3rd big arrow that was really needed and missed. They connected 1 earlier when they were pushing for the bot side keep. But this is starting to get troublesome for them. 16 kills to 8 now. Bot side pressure with the camp. Maybe the core under pressure soon. That could help them. But the attack is coming. Garrosh is a bit low. Light bomb. Lucio! And he's dead. Lucio's gone. No more heal. They go for Garrosh. And this might just be the end. 3 heroes are destroyed. Nova still alive, but it doesn't help them. At the bottom of the map, the core is going to be under attack soon. But unless they didn't download the minimap DLC, this is going to be it. Somebody's going to figure it out. And the catapult is griefing. The catapult is griefing again. You're fired. You're out of there. 5-man team vibe. Nova is dead too. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. Victory for Team Mascarade in game number 1. Nicely done. 16 kills to 13. Nova, unfortunately for her, unsuccessful. No bounty for Team Daykwaza as Team Mascarade locks in the win in game number 1 of this best of 3 series. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2. We're heading to Infernal Shrines for our second map. The Nova bounty was defeated and Team Mascarade is in the lead. So, good for Team Mascarade. Also, burned through one of their best combos so far. Vala has been strong for them. Vala and Sylvanas has been played a few times. Really worked well for them. With this team, I'm always a little bit worried. What do they have in the long run? What do they have as the series continues, and what else can they bust out here? So, they've really struggled in previous matches. You've seen them take the lead, lose 2 in a row, get defeated sometimes in really bad situations where you already thought, okay, they got the win. But they didn't. Now we have Maiev banned against them, Mephisto is banned. Team Daykwaza obviously has to step it up a bit if they really want to now turn things around and win 2 in a row. They're heading into Infernal Shrines. Next, they're sticking with the Diablo theme here after we started things off with Battlefield of Eternity. Dehaka is the first pick on the map, so Daykwaza is locking in his side laner. And how is Team Mascarade going to approach this now? And of course, the next question would be, are we going to see maybe another bounty here? As for example, Daykwaza now coming in and says, you know what, we don't really care that we're down one map. We are instead still going for some bounties and some extra action. So, what's it going to be here? Leo and Diablo. Fully themed. We're going full Diablo theme on this. It's Infernal Shrines, Diablo themed map. We're getting Dibbles from Opsio. That doesn't come as a surprise. And then we get also Leoric on top of that. So yeah, they could go for Sonya next and then really just start working on that full Diablo combo. For the blue team, we get Stitches and we get Falstad. We could get Alexstrasza. If they really wanted to go for a bounty here, we could get Alexstrasza as the heal and the Stitches Globe quest. Something that Daykwaza and his team could definitely pull off here. This is a good map for it, as I already called out in previous matches. This and Tomb of the Spider Queen probably the best maps for it. This one, amongst other things, because with Alexstrasza you can also go for the Dragon Queen. And Brightwing gets banned instead. So they have also Stitches hook into Falstad Isolation with a quick gust, so that's another one. But yeah, kinda neat. Next double pick here for the red team. I just want to see if they go Alexstrasza. If they really do that, would it be amazing. They go for Medivh that can counter Stitches to an extent. Whenever he tries to get the hook and then Gorge, he can portal it up and also get a shield out. Rhaegar, of course, pretty sweet no matter what. That Ancestral as a panic button is always nice to have. And the moment of truth, as we're gonna get to see what Gamerboy picked for the blue team. Are they gonna go for a bounty attempt? Is Team Daykwaza now locking in Alexstrasza for another bounty attempt in game number 1, despite the fact that they're behind? And yes, they are! They are going for it! Alexstrasza Stitches. It's bounty time, boys. Malthael as the final pick for them. So, a triple frontline, essentially. And that leaves us with Commander X. Actually, Malthael into Medivh, so you have to play around the shield cooldown a lot. Can really help you to kill an isolated target too, of course, but at the same time, if you go last rights, which we can assume, then Yasuo is gonna have a say in this. Or whoever they switch Medivh over. Final pick, Gul'dan for Commander X, and with that, we're ready and good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2, Infernal Shrines. Game number 2, more bounties for Team Daykwaza. This time they're trying the Globe quest with Circle of Life for Alexstrasza and Stitches playing hungry for more. Get the globes up, everybody, and let's see if they can win it. Daykwaza on Dehaka, Gamerboy on Alexstrasza. We have Ion at the front with Stitches, Madara on Falstad, and Drachia on Malthael for the blue team. Over on the right side of the map, it's Team Mascarade with Mascarade playing Leoric, Commander X on Gul'dan. We get Yasuo on Medivh, Valar on Rhaegar, and Mopsio is playing Diablo as the teams are getting ready for action over here. I honestly can't wait to see what they can do with Stitches and with Alexstrasza right now. And I also want to see if they're adjusting the build on Stitches a bit, because if you are getting a super high hit point pool for Stitches, then you're getting more and more value out of Devour, which means that if you're speccing into some additional Devour talents and you just want to be a super tanky tank in the front that can't be killed, this might be something that will incentivize you to at least change the build slightly. Nice hook against Mopsio. But again, Medivh is in the game, so you gotta be a bit careful on how he plays it out once the shield, especially later. When the shield is ready, when the portal is ready, gotta play around that. Disgusting mount choice again from Stitches here. I mean, if you want at least for the Epic Lizard, then I could give him some credit, but going Standard Lizard is an insult to the eyes, and I personally believe that he deserves his death here if he should die. Barely makes it out, so I'm a bit generous. And he gets the hook against Mopsio and kills him. Nicely done. Good job. Disgusting mount, and I honestly think we should be either able to sue him as a player or Blizzard as a company for ever introducing that mount into this game in the first place, because it's just like, again, it's just like blah, blah, blah. But the plays are pretty sweet, because that was nearly another kill. Thanks to Medivh, they were able to at least save Rhaegar. because after Daykwaza connects a Tong like a boss, it looked like he would fall, but they get the camp. So that's already pretty sweet. The first blood in the game went to them, so that was already quite nice. And yeah, on top of that, let's see how much more they can get here. Already down to the bottom of the map, another camp about to be locked in. If they get all of them, that would be great. That would definitely establish a leading experience. But the red team wants to fight over it. The Haka could come down in a second. Dragon Queen is already being used. They go for Mopsio, and this time, oh, the shield gets saved with 6 hit points. Not too shabby. I mean, the globe quests are getting slowly there. We have now 7 globes on Alexstrasza and Stitches. Keep in mind, with every single globe that Stitches picks up, he gets 25 additional hit points, and every 20 globes he gets 5% movement speed bonus. He already gets 5% as a baseline whenever he picks the talent. So once we have him on the first reward quest, he's going to look at 10. Great if you're trying to run away with somebody that you just gobbled up after a good hook, but can also really help you in these fights. Adjustments so far not really been made. We have Playtime as the level 4 choice for him. And yeah, in the meantime, still the 1v1 fights over here in the middle. Falstad gets murdered though, so the birdie is down. Yep, got crushed and kicked around by Medivh, now sitting at 22 stacks. Alexstrasza on her way towards the top. That's one of the neat things, by the way. If you're able to win the objective, you're getting those extra 2 globes too, so that really helps. Stitches is already starting to rotate a bit further. He's currently sitting at 10 globes as well. Alexstrasza only needs another 5 until she gets her reward. It's not going to be ready for the fight here, which is a bit unfortunate. If they had it here, that would be just fantastic for the entire team, for the extra sustain. Medivh playing very aggressively now around portals, as they should. And Alexstrasza already coming in for a few additional heals and starting to chase them away. Early level 7 will hit for Team Daykwaza. Not by much, but by a little bit. And damn, they got them low already. But Drakia moved out too far and gets killed. Once again, Globe is up and the portal plays. Medivh is such an amazing hero if you have a good Medivh player. So not only pick up a kill against Malthael, so yeah, Angel of Death maybe, not Angel of Death. But we are also getting the quick hit up against Falstad, who gets put into the chicken basket. And we have some Devour quests, I like it. So, this is gonna get pretty neat. So you get the additional charge, and that really helps you to stay alive. So if you want to go full survivability, this is really it. So we'll see how much you can get out of that. Obviously, it's also a quest that highly hinges on whether or not you can get your gambit stacked or keep them together. Don't die enough or too much, but they should be able to get Stitches to a super high hit point pool as this continues. The objective, on the other hand, is likely going to be lost. If they can get a kill, that would help to mitigate the damage done by the Punisher, I suppose. Leo is easily ghosting out though. Falstad still wants him, moved in deep, but they're all so low, and the Punisher is actually jumping in for the fight, so I'm not quite sure why they're staying this long. It's the first Punisher, it's not going to be that much of a problem. You can simply bait it over and then take it down, even with a portal for Medivh, that should be possible for you. So now they can bait it in. Yeah, but they lost Malthael again, and they are losing not hit points, they're losing experience against the opponent. Alright, now Team Mascarade has taken over and is looking at a 1-level lead. Team Daykwaza eager to complete a bounty here, but for Team Mascarade it's all about getting their first win in this round-robin phase. They're really trying. So Dehaka currently waddling down to the bottom of the map with Dehaka. Medivh is nearly done with his quests too, so that's the next problem that they're facing. Would of course be very nice for them to get a kill against Medivh before any of that happens. But at this point, it's not really looking likely, to tell you the truth. So, yeah. Either way, the next play is already happening around the camps. So they're going for the Khazras once more. They're having them still rotating around pretty easily, and now moving down to the bottom of the map for the next one. Top side, Falstad, the double global, is trying to go for a kill against Leoric, and they get him. Leo's down, level 10 abilities on both sides, so now we're really starting to step it up a bit. And Alexstrasza is picking up her next globe in a moment. Oh, Medivh, 33 stacks! They kill him! He lost all his stacks! They got Medivh and he lost everything. He was so close. 33 stacks for him, and now he's dead. They move down to the bottom of the map to punish the rest of the team. Might get a kill here. Last Rites takes out Gul'dan. Damn, that was big. And here we have the globes for Alexstrasza. So now she can provide the extra heals and globes for Stitches. Boy, oh boy, that was a setback for Team Mascarade. Losing 2, one of them Medivh. And now just globes, 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 globes. Stitches, his progress has really slacked a little bit after the initial 10. Now he's sitting at 18 though. So he will have 1,000 extra hit points in just a moment. And even better, he is going to be looking at, well, should move. You need to move a little bit closer to Alexstrasza in a healing circle, my friend, if you want those globes. So that was just griefing on his part. Missed out on one. But it's also the movement speed that he obviously gets, which is another nice advantage that they're going to get here. So yeah, he's looking for the next target. He is going to be unkillable there eventually. Globe is up and he misses out on it. But they're going to go for at least the kill. Maybe not. I mean, I understand that you're not trying to grieve for globes, of course not, but he could be a little bit more diligent when it comes to it. That's one over here. At least pick the initial ones up, dude. So, yeah. I was just griefing. At this point, he gets a every time that he doesn't ping up a globe. At least a globe that is accessible. So right now, yeah, at least here there's one. He's gonna get 2. Good for him. Especially if you're going for the Gambit quest on level 7, you want to, of course, make sure that you are going to be as tanky as possible, so you're never going to die. Falstad, talking about dying. Patara goes down at the bottom of the map. Still gusted, but too much damage over time that eventually became his demise. So unfortunate for him. And yeah, with this now, 13 talents are ready. Leyline after Stitches, but the problem is Mopsio can't push out. Mopsio has no opportunity. They had to use... Ah, there's the portal. They had to use Ancestral. They had to use Ancestral and Leyline just before the objective is up, only to save Diablo. Still worth it, I suppose. There's the Entomb and the hook. Falstad comes in, says hello real quickly, and they go for Leo. Nearly kill him, the drag on Diablo, and there it is, the second hit with Last Rites, and that gives Marcel stack number 2, and they kill Diablo. He is back in a moment, but they are taking a big lead now, and if Stitches sticks around to also get the 2 globes, if they win the Punisher, then he would move up to pretty much 30 within a second. 30 globes is 1,500 additional hit points. So yeah, that would be pretty sweet for him. Actually, I'm lying the entire time to you guys. That's not even true. I'm overselling the value that he's getting here very heavily. And nobody's even realized it right now. You get 25 per stack, so currently she's at 30, so that's 750. I'm doubling it. I'm doubling it. The good old times, you know, when you got a little bit more. So yeah, still, 750 is still quite neat. So, still a nice hit point pool boost for him. And again, Devour procs off the max HP, so he gets more and more value out of that. Punisher with a stun against Mopsio forces Medivh again to YOLO out another Leyline. 6 stacks only for Medivh, by the way. So, yeah, highly unfortunate him losing that earlier. 30,000 damage for Gul'dan. Red team now with a fort in the mid lane that they were able to destroy. Topside fort has been destroyed too, so each team has now 2 forts still standing on the map. We have 5 kills to 5, 14 to 14. Medivh is cheating as usual and is just getting vision. He's basically just a legal map hack at this point. And yeah, doesn't dare to touch ground anymore after he got gobbled up and killed earlier. Falstad died 3 times. It seems like Mascarade and his team hungry for chicken. So yeah, 36 stacks for Stitches now. Again, our boy is getting big. He's getting very big here. And Ion is now moving out once again. Yeah, can get another quick Devour out. Hits the hook. Ah, and the Gorge against Gul'dan, avoiding him, dishing out more damage. Last Rites, but the timing is a bit off. The shield was there for Medivh. Daykwaza still wants to take him down. Malta is the first one to fall, but the Self-Ancestral, another shield as Daykwaza did work. Falstad has fallen too, so did Gul'dan though. It's a 5 versus 4. Leyline dodged by Daykwaza. He is such a boss, it's insane. Gets another dragon, finally they take him down. But after he did so much. Nearly killed Rhaegar too, so yeah, Daykwaza just killing it. Absolutely killing it. Good for him. Really big moves made by him. Push down to the bottom of the map as they're now going for the fort here. But the level 16 talent is in play and the red team is picking up a bit more momentum. It's a really cool series. It's a lot of back and forth, specifically here on map number 2. Just action non-stop with one fight after another. The table's getting turned time and time again. So yeah, real fun. Pulverize on level 16 now. On top of that, we got the Mithril Maze. We also have Stitches and Alexstrasza, the only ones on the blue team side that haven't died yet. For the red team, it's Rhaegar. Hasn't fallen yet even once. It's still amazing to me how much Daykwaza did in that last fight. Even with him dying, it was just impressive. Absolutely sick player. But here we go again. Globes are coming in. Ion is going to become more and more tanky, more and more survivability for him. He's at 47 stacks now, so he's past the 1,000 hit points that he has, and is now at 15% extra movement speed. 15% is pretty solid. That's pretty nice for these fights, and he's just picking up one globe after another. So sitting at 48 now, and they're going to have a lot of trouble taking him down as the game continues. If they can't pick up isolated targets on the map, that's a different story then though. Horrify has already been used. Yeah, there's the hit. They go for Mopsio. Nice drag. Not even using Gorge. Going instead for Rhaegar. Okay. Trying to take him out. Attempted isolation. Pulverize again to slow things down a little bit. But the ley line connects and should save the day here for Leo and Rhaegar. Both of them trying to escape here. And they are able to move out. Diablo still dying earlier, which means that his soul stacks are once again reset back down to 25. And here comes the move for the objective, and it is Team Daykwaza. It's just a little bit faster with their position. Yasuo on 14 stacks, picking up a few more as they're clawing their way back into the objective. The Haka is now coming in too. They go again for Medivh, comes out with a portal. Not a lot of value for the APOC this time. But the ley line is connecting. Mascarade gets the shield. Leo gets out. Dragon Queen gets popped by Alexstrasza. And they're still playing it out on the shrine, trying to force the opponent back. And a big hook! Big hook against Medivh, which triggers another portal for him to escape. 7 kills to 8. And Dragon Queen value galore right now. 23 to 26 minion stacks. And Leo gets the shield in the last moment. But the last rites is perfectly timed. Dracula takes down Leo, and the heal for Stitches. Malthael dies, Stitches still survives through it. What a battle between them. Just look at the minion stacks, 35 to 33. No idea who's going to take it here. Seems like the red team is going to take the objective. Another ley line. Honestly, Medivh is just YOLOing out ley lines like they're candy. Alexstrasza gets murdered, just stunned from one wall into another. Stitches trying to move out here. They still can't kill him, but they kill everything else. They go for him again, and finally they drop him thanks to Medivh. Diablo dies as a result of the chase, but it's still 11 kills to 9. A drag against Mascarade, and he also goes down. Daykwaza with a full-on value once more, but there's still a Punisher to account for at the bottom of the map as they are doing their thing here. So yes, one of the stacks removed now for the Gambit quest of Stitches on level 7. He died once. The only one that hasn't died yet is Rhaegar. Really nice dodge also from Martyr as they're baiting the Punisher towards the middle, attempting to protect the keep at the bottom, which doesn't work out for them. But yeah, Core might even take some damage if nobody else deals with it. Falls it alone. Nah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Level 20 soon now for both teams, but Mascarade is gonna hit it earlier with his boys. So yeah, 20 Storm Talents. Medivh cheats. Yeah, we know. You didn't have to tell us. It's a bit on the nose there, but yes, we definitely know. Leyline is ridiculous. I mean, it's honestly crazy. Just YOLOing that out over and over and over again. Now we have Alexstrasza with an upgrade on the Ritual of Life. So this is going to be big for them. And Wind Tunnel. I mean, with that upgrade, if you go for Stitches, you're just asking for trouble. And Stitches, one more globe is all he needs to get the 20% movement speed. And he's going to get it right now. 1,500 extra hit points for him. So, he's a big dude. He's a very big dude. And Yasuo is still shadowing him, trying to make sure that there's not going to be that death hook out of nowhere all of a sudden that ends the game just because Rhaegar gets hooked and killed. So with position or with vision on Stitches, you at least know what's happening there. Falstad, on the other hand, talking about kills out of nowhere, gets hit and killed. So he's down. They're trying to go for Leo to get at least a counter kill, but the ley line is there. Ley line into a poke, and it connects. They catch Alexstrasza, and she's gone. Alexstrasza eliminated. This might even be game. Seems like they're not trying to go for core here. Oh, nice gobble against Rhaegar. At the Ancestral out, Stitches is hungry. He's really hungry. Leo is dead, and they're gonna go for Diablo. He Hellgates out. They are going to take that fort. At least the fort falls. I was thinking they might even be able to go for core, but far from it. Instead, another hook. Mopsio is just getting ping-ponged around like a billiard ball here. Feels like we are sitting on a snooker table. So yeah, Mopsio, he's also dead. Everybody's dead or dying. What's going on here? It's a full-on slaughter. They're turning the map into a graveyard. Just kill after kill after kill. It's getting ridiculous. 12 kills to 14. We now have in the middle of the map an objective coming up soon, TM. It's of course still problematic that there is not a single fort standing anymore for Team Daykwaza, whereas the red team still has 2. So it is really getting difficult with those catapults on all the lanes. It's also getting pretty difficult considering that Medivh now has his quest nearly completed. I don't know what's gonna happen here. If Medivh is just gonna die again, or if all of a sudden he completes it and then they're just using that to crush everybody inside. That's of course also possible, yeah. But it's just a wild game. What are the kill counts, by the way, or the death counts? 5 times Diablo has now fallen. 5 deaths on Falstad and on Malthael. And the objective coming up in 3 seconds. We're nearly 20 minutes in now. So, right here, this is going to be a huge opportunity for the red team to potentially win the game. 20 talents versus 20. Off we go. First drag of the Haka. Medivh trying to complete his quest as well now. Madara sitting at the side here. Medivh with the ley line. Hits it. Nice. A-poke is being used. Gets attacked here. Falstad. Gotta be careful. And Yasuo on 37 stacks with Medivh. Double gobble up from Stitches. But the Horrify gets used right away. They go for Malthael. He wants the ult, but he already used it and didn't get anything out of it. Drake goes down. Get the counter kill. Rhaegar is alive. Nearly gets killed by a shrine minion and is able to get out. Yasuo with 37 stacks. They're going for Diablo. He's now dead too. It's a 4 versus 4. What is this game? What's going on here? Yasuo wasn't even able to complete his quest in all of this fighting. They're all just getting out of it, trying to re-engage. Topside keep is getting attacked, by the way. Down at the bottom of the map, catapults on their way towards the core. Blue team trying to get the Punisher as we have Team Mascarade pushing into the shrine once again. Big Entomb and a kill on Falstad. Is this the end? Is this the end? The topside keep has fallen. 2 lanes are pushing for the core right now, and it looks really bad for Team Daykwaza. They're having massive trouble here. The shield is already starting to fall on the core. Medivh is nearly done with his quest. I mean, to be fair, he was nearly done with it for a long time now. And the core is losing hit points. And it's losing way too many hit points way too quickly. Catapults and camps are on it. This is game. It's Winion time, baby. This is going to be the end of it. 19%. They can just right-click this and it's over. Nicely done. Team Mascarade with a W. They take it with a 2-0 against Team Daykwaza. Not able to defend this any longer. Or are they? Please don't tell me that they have a chance here. The next catapult is already moving in. They have to stop the catapult! Nobody stops it! It's Winion time! This is over! Catapult is gonna end it! Double catapult! GG! A 2-0 victory for Team Mascarade! Nicely done!
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.